Monday, we had 27 cases, 20 on Tuesday, 18 yesterday.
But know what the funny thing is, Joe? The reason why I don't believe in the numbers is because they keep saying that, you know, say if you open up today, that like in Atlanta, they opened up on Friday, it was 1,000 cases on Saturday. What 1,000 people did you test? Like, how do you know 1,000 people?
Hey, real quick. Hey, real quick. Somebody got some heavy echo.
I got this fan. I'm gonna turn the fan off again and let you know because I don't got nothing else popping.
We recording right now, so if you got echo or something going on in the back, just make sure you're on mute. So we're gonna start right now. It let me record. So once again, man, you know what we do when we get together, man. It's the Chop Shop. I think this episode is real important because we seen all the things that's going on in the world. One thing I want to say before we start, man, I gotta give it up for our Caucasian people, man. They definitely showing up and showing out with this. Like they marching. If you look at it, it's just as many whites as black, and I think that's important because in society, like we've been complaining, we've been protesting, we've been marching, we've been crying for equality for so long, and a lot of times whites don't really understand our pain because they haven't been through it. But over this last week, I mean, they marching and protesting.
As long as they're protesting
in the Netherlands. Hold up. They protesting in the Netherlands, England, like outside of the U.S., Syria. The reality is that you gotta think about this is the difference. This is why I think it's genuine. Because if you look at it, it's a lot of young people, man. Like think about it when you have kids, your kids don't know racism unless you teach them. So a lot of these younger kids, they grow up together. They go to school together. They go to bars. They hang out. So all they seeing is their friend. They're not thinking about how older white privileged people are thinking. You know what I mean? So the movement is totally different than before. So you gotta commend them. No matter how it go down, you gotta, because I'm gonna tell you right now, there's no way that we're gonna make progress if we don't have white people in the fight. It's just not gonna happen. Period. So for them to even get out there, that's huge.
I think it's huge. I just think it might be the privileged ones that we need to get out there. That's what I mean. Sure. In addition, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate any type of support for what's right. But I don't want to overstate it because we deserve it. We should have it automatically.
Absolutely. No question. I think that's key. We do need the people who are empowered that are important. We need you. We don't need no signatures. We need you to say, yo, this is wrong. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers.
I respect Aaron Rodgers, what he said.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys got to step out and make yourself known. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're looking for. So anyway, man, we're going to get started. So the way it's going to go, we're going to go Slice, Vaughn, Joe, Dana, Mo, Ty, and then me. So we're going to go with Slice first. All right, the first question for the Chop Shop tonight, we got, what should happen next in terms of all the recent riots? So on you, brother.
Okay. What should happen next in all the recent riots? Well, I think first and foremost, man, we got to start plotting to see how we gonna go about trying to make this world a better world and make where everybody's equal. Got to plot, got to plan, got to strategize, got to organize, then we got to mobilize. Like my boy Killer Mike said, we got to come up with a plan, man, where we get with the people who we need to get with. You know, the mans that be need to come together. And first and foremost, that means bringing in our white brothers and sisters. Got to get with them, and we got to sit down at the table I know people have mentioned we got to seat at the table. I don't think we had a seat at the table. Myself personally, I think we got to be. If some think we didn't have a seat at the table, okay, we may have had a seat at the table, but we were sitting at the table and couldn't open our mouth. And that's what's got started. That's what the whole plan is all about. Us coming together with them and making this world a better place to live for everybody in generations to come, especially for like our kids, grandkids, and their kids and grandkids for the future.
That's what's up. I respect that. It's on you. It's on you, Vaughn. What you got, brother? I know you're on mute right now. There you go.
Yeah, man. Just to piggyback on what he said is, they said something smart, a seat at the table. The problem is the people that's sitting at that table. If you look at the Senate, a lot of them been in that seat for 20, 30 years. You go back 20, 30 years, you're talking about since the 60s and the 70s. The problem is we got to get them out of that table. They can't be at the table no more. We got to get out there. We got to vote. We got to register. We got to vote. I know a lot of our people don't believe in voting, but you know what I'm saying? It's time to capitalize on this momentum. The only way to really capitalize on this momentum is to change the parameters. We got to register. We got to vote. We got to hold these leaders and elected officials accountable, not just when it's time for the election, and let them do they usually pop up and shake hands. I don't know if y'all heard about that Congressman Engel out in New York that was caught on the hot mic saying that, and he's a Democrat, talking about he's only here because of the cameras speaking about Floyd. I mean, we got to hold these old dudes accountable, man. We got to get these young dudes out of here, man. I mean, the Bible said the young will lead us, I believe. It's time to get the young people up in there and get these old people up.
That's what's up. Much respect. Much respect. It's on you, Joe.
First, what we need to do, we need to make a push. Right now is June. We need to put our energy towards making sure that as many people vote in November. That's real. That's one of the main things we're gonna have to do as a society. We got to make a big push for voting. All right. I don't think that we should let up protesting. I think that we should find a way to continue to protest, because it's more than just about what's happening with the George Floyd situation. It's a situation that's been going on too long. I think that we need to keep up protesting, and I think our protests need to be financial. I think forget all that. I think, you know what, money hits people where it hurts. If you're a business that supports wrongdoing, if you support this administration in holding one type of group or any type of one group down, then we're not going to support you. Point blank. And we need to really be about it. We need to have integrity as a unit. We need to make sure that our kids know what's going on in the world if they're able to understand. And the thing is, only if we do this full force. I'm talking about 100% of Black people. I'm not giving nobody, I don't care if you don't like the vote. I don't care if you don't think it's important. And don't just start voting on the national thing and thinking it's going to change something. You need to vote locally. And then once you vote and we get these people in here that we are going to hold accountable, then we need to support them. And we need to get our butts in the community and do the things we need to do. Ty, as a basketball player, get out in the community, you know what I'm saying, help people have a chance. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going to have no problem doing that if, you know what I'm saying, if I know how to draw, I'm going to get out in the community and do my part. I play music, I'm going to get out in the community and do my part. And do all of that, make our family, all while making our families stronger. And that's what we need to do right now, yesterday. We need to do that right now.
That's what's up. Deep stuff right there. It's on you, Dana.
Well, we got to start at home. You got to start in your neighborhoods. You got to start locally. That's where it comes from. I mean, really, honestly, I mean, look, we going to vote Biden in, so be it. I've looked at some stuff that he did that I didn't approve of too. I've done some research on him, and he's done some things that really, really, you say, why are we voting for this guy? But I understand it. He's the less of two evils. Cool, whatever. But it's all about who we have at home, who the people are, the councilmen, the councilmen. That's what I was saying before. It's you have to hit it from home first in order for it to make a difference in DC. I mean, the bottom line, you can vote Biden in, and so be it. And what if things don't change? What happens then? What did we say? He says that he's gonna erase racism. Come on, man. We have to be a problem. We have to do that. He can't do it. We have to be the ones to put the people in places to where they can make a difference. I mean, and as far as the protesting, all the people that are with us are so-called protesting. I really don't think they have our best interests at hand. That's what I'm saying about the looting and the rioting. It's a lot of young white people out there that's doing a lot of looting and rioting, and sometimes that's not the best thing. They don't serve the same purpose. I think it's a little deeper than what people really, really understand. And that's just my take on it.
Much respect on that. It's on you, Ty.
I just think that basically with the rioting and everything, I think it's like a wake-up call. Because I really believe
D, hold on 1 second. D, go on mute if that's you in the background. No? All right. Go ahead, Ty.
That would be. I just think that with the rioting and everything that's going on, it's like it's cool that we out there and protesting and all that, but I think all the looting and all that is just taken away from it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's the idea of, stealing stuff when what we trying to do is come together? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like you doing one good deed, but then you making because them, if we do 100 things good and we do one thing bad, they're going to put what we did bad on TV. So even though it ain't all of us out there looting and everything, regardless, like, that can't be the topic. Like, we have to be out there protesting and speaking about what we need to do to come together. But at the end of the day, I always say I'm a type of person that I like to take accountability for, what I'm going to do. So I just say as Black people, period, we got to do better. Like, we can't keep saying, the white people got to do this and white people got to do that. Because at the end of the day, we can't control them, but we can't control ourselves. And think about it. Like, I don't watch TV no more. Like, I done turned the TVs off. If it ain't a basketball game or a movie, I don't watch no news because every day is going to be the same thing. They're going to talk about the same thing every day. You're going to have people right now. I heard that the funeral was today for homeboys, and you're going to have everybody with their RIP and all this and how they, all of a sudden everybody loved the dude and all that. And I understand that. But at the end of the day, man, we got to get upset at them killing us the same way we get upset at us killing us. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, a gang member cannot be upset at the police for killing us. Like, that doesn't make any sense. You wake up every day and shoot at somebody who looks just like you because they got on a different color, but then you're going to try to protest police killing us. It really doesn't make any sense. So I'm like, right now is the ultimate wake-up call. And it's the wake-up call for us because we got to be the first ones to get right. We get right, then we force them to get right. Because I always say respect, gonna always honor respect. And if they don't see us respecting ourselves first, we can't expect them to respect us. And basically that's it for me.
Good stuff. Good stuff is on you, Mo.
All right. What's up, brothers? Hey, first and foremost, I want to say, growing up in the 60s and 70s in the Jim Crow South, living in Florida, North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina, places like that, you see living through the Atlanta child murders and things like that. I mean, first we got to get these perpetual curses out of the way. We've had the Watts riot. We had the 67 Detroit riots. And 28 years ago in 2 months, I was in West Las Vegas helping my friend put black owned on his barbershop so it wouldn't get ransacked by us. Let that sink in. 28 years, 2 months ago, April 29th, after the Rodney King beating, we're out here in West Las Vegas, boarding up his shop and standing there trying to tell and talk to gang members and people. But like I always say, hurt people hurt people. You hurt me, I'm going to try to hurt you. But the thing is, so many have gotten good at hijacking our narrative and making it look like we're the problem when we're trying to be part of the solution. And you got so many different avenues and ways that things are going right now that is no like unity or one voice, or so. And also we need to know the laws. That's the one thing we need to do. Know what intent means, because the laws weren't written for us. Like I don't know if everybody saw the thing that Kevin sent out about the police officer that says, we were brought here to be property. We were never supposed to be given this voice that we have. So we've always been able to adapt and overcome, but we got to change the game, change the narrative, and know the rules and how to go about approaching it different. So we got to vote. We got to know the rules, and we got to just be better and held more accountable. Like Ty said, we got to look at self first. If we're going to kill each other, then what's that going to say? If we're going to burn down our own stuff, because a lot of the stuff that's getting burned down is staged and is insured and has been attacked by COVID. So they're losing money and hemorrhaging money as it is. So they're going to burn down their stuff and they're going to get paid for it, not us. So, and plus in most Black communities, you think about it, what do we own? I mean, you see most Black neighborhoods, you see liquor stores, you see hair salons or barbershops, and it looks like Asians and Chinese own these liquor stores and barbershops. So, I mean, we just got to come together and we got to be more responsible with our money. I took an economics class years ago, and they said the average time a dollar spends in a Black community is 45 seconds. Think about that. So, in a white neighborhood, it stays 45 days.
Wow.
It's just amazing how, just we don't really own nothing, or we have spending power, but what do we own?
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So when I was making up these questions and I had to think myself, I was like, man, what's next? I think a lot of things I talk about is next. Number one, self-preservation. We gotta look within and see our wrongs first, right? So correct ourselves, get in our communities and love each other first and foremost. We can't even go forward having someone do something for us if we don't have the love that we need. Because guess what? Even if they implement different laws, we still out here killing each other, harming each other, because we don't have that love first. Because when we came over here, they stripped that from us and made us hate each other by putting us in these conditions. So number one, we gotta, first and foremost, we gotta get our own communities back. We need more mentors in the community, and we just need more love. You know what I mean? I work with young men who don't know, they speak so disrespectful to women because they don't know what it's like to speak correctly to a woman because they never been shown how to do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's huge. That's a lot of the reasons why a lot of these kids are out here wilding and doing what they're doing. Secondly, as Joe said, we gotta vote. Like we say voting ain't really important, but it's important for the ones who get in offices. They don't view it like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like we gotta get to the local levels. Like they don't say in the council. Like we need to start implementing and putting people in, because if you have a seat at the table, that's when your voice can be heard. If we don't have a seat at the table, we don't even have a chance to be heard. So that's another thing we gotta do. And lastly, we gotta see the bigger picture. we got to realize, man, that how we carry ourselves and conduct ourselves every day is so vital, so important. Because sometimes we're not even heard because they already view us a certain way. You know what I mean? So we got to learn how to be more professional. I had to tell this little young dude the other day, I was getting my food. His pants was almost down to his knees. I was like, if your boss was here who owned the establishment, how would he feel? Would you having your pants down like that? Like that, and then you working with 3 young ladies. Like, who wants to see that? You know what I'm saying? Like, those are basic things, but they don't know that. No one has dropped them jewels on them like that. So I think we need to, we definitely got to vote. We got to show love in our community. And we just got to get more professional, more educated, man. I don't mean books in school. I don't mean degrees. There's a whole lot of people with degrees and they dumb as a bag of rocks. I'm talking about education in life, laws, you know, knowing your rights and all of that stuff. And then maybe we'll see the needle move a little. But until then, it's going to be the same as far as all of these people, you know, out here that was protesting. We all know what time it is. Some people are going to be out just for anything. You're going to have a lot of good people do good things, and you're going to have a few that's doing bad things. That's just people are opportunists. You know what I mean? That's my word, opportunity. They look for opportunity to take advantage, and then they take away the message of the real fight. You know what I mean? So, but we're not going to fall for the trick bag. We know what's up with that. So that's all I got, man. The second question, we're going to go with Slice. Explain to the people who are enraged about this killing from the police how important it is to honor and respect our own lives also.
Okay. Our people, Black people, listen. We need to have and show love toward one another. Stop all this craziness toward one another. We need to all come together. How are we going to go out and talk about Black Lives Matter when, first and foremost, we get females pregnant. We don't stay with them. We don't try to, even if we don't stay with them, okay, if you got a problem with a woman, you don't stay with them, okay, that's fine. But the second part is where you're supposed to be at. Okay, the second part is, even if you don't stay with them, at least take care of your child. Be in your child's life. Be there, help raise your child. Even if you got a problem with the female, at least raise your child. Quit getting all these kids, having all these kids by these different babies' mamas. That's first and foremost. Another thing I would say is that we need to not only just love each other and quit shooting and killing each other, tearing up our own neighborhoods, that type of stuff. If you go to every Martin Luther King Jr. neighborhood, now what did Martin Luther King Jr. stand for? He stood for non-violence in the world, for everybody to have equal rights. But if you go to a Martin Luther King neighborhood, why Martin Luther King neighborhood is one of the raggedest neighborhoods in the city? We tear up our neighborhoods. I mean, we don't even take care of our neighborhoods. I mean, that's another one. Okay. Another one. The music. Let's not even talk about the music. How we go around here calling females bees, natures, and all kind of other names other than the name of a child of God. How we talk to our females, as Ron stated many times, how he tried to talk to young kids. They don't respect our own females. We got to respect our female. I mean, some of these guys, some of us don't even respect our mothers. And if you know you don't respect your mother, you sure ain't gonna respect nobody else. You got to respect your mom. And then that will parlay to other young females. Have respect for our females. I mean, this thing about what's been going on in the last, 10 days, 11 days, this ain't just happened this year. And that's what bothers me more than anything. We this has been going on ever since as far back as we don't know when. I mean, as far back as 1960s, 1950s. But the thing about it is, when Colin Kaepernick took a knee back in 16, let's talk about that. When Colin Kaepernick took a knee in 16, how many brothers stood with Colin Kaepernick and said, hey, let's do something about this. He's standing up for our rights. Let's all stand up for our rights together. They could have shut down the NFL. But now, they too concerned about their pockets. And then, why are they so concerned about their pockets? If you've been in the league 2, 3, 4 years, you should have a couple of dollars in the bank. They became a slave to the dollar. And that's terrible. That's terrible. Colin Kaepernick over there, you know, with Eric Reed and maybe a few other guys around the league, of course, in Miami and other little teams. But that was only like, what, 10, maybe 15 guys at the most? When we have, what, 85% of NFL are black. I mean, I understand that we need to bring the white guys with us, and it will dictate and help us get to where we need to go. But it was, I mean, the NFL is about 85% black. Where all the brothers were when Colin Kaepernick needed them? And that's the problem in the world today. We not there for each other. That's it, man.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. It's on you, Joe.
Great. Excellent.
I need a concession. All right, so this is my concession. My concession that I need is that all the things that you guys are saying is true. All the things that all of us saying are true as far as what we need to do, as far as how we need to treat each other, how we need to treat our women, how we need to be about our finances. All those things are true, you know? However, the topics are so close together and they always come up so easily when we're talking about cops killing blacks. The topic is black on black crime and all those things that come with it is a really serious issue. But there could be two things that could be true. Now, I say that to say this. I don't believe that this, whatever we got going on with our own race, it's a prerequisite to get what we need to get. And that's the only concession I need. Because a lot of times when we talk about it, it's so close as we're saying that we don't deserve this or we shouldn't get this unless we get ourselves 100% right. And I know DC last week kind of spoke on it. He said, even if we had ourselves 100% right, would that guarantee that we get what we're fighting for something that we should have? Yes, we should be this way, no doubt. But I don't think apart from us being this way that we still shouldn't have this. Every human deserves this, regardless if they got this together or not. So that's the only concession I need. And the reason I need it is because the things that we've done in life, we've been trained to do. We've been put in a situation, all of us playing Monopoly on this board. We got 7 people playing Monopoly. Everybody start at 3 o'clock. Me and Ty, we gonna start at 4 o'clock. Y'all rolling around the board, buying up stuff, everything like that, paying each other, laughing and hoo-ha. 4 o'clock, come on, Ty. You think that when we get out there in the world, we're gonna have something to buy? We can't own nothing. We don't have no power.
Right.
So if we act like imbeciles at times, I'm not saying that's right. I am not with looting, robbing, stealing. I could buy my own stuff. However, everybody's not mature enough to express themselves in that way. And it ain't only us out there doing that. That's just what's being pushed to us. I saw a lady in there shopping like she was taking her time. She was walking around like looking at sizes. And she walked out and the reporter was like, yeah, here we have a scene of people looting. Oh, he said, and then we hear it looks like an employee of the store.
I heard that.
And so what I'm saying is that we have what it takes in our community to rise above this. I don't even think that we really need, but it will be good to have. More support is great. But yes, we need to get a lot of stuff together. And if you're outraged by this police thing, then you would, one, like all of us here, we probably have a goal never to put yourself in a position to get even involved with the police. Like when we see them, we go the other way. We try to pattern our lives to where we going this way, and whatever the police go. I mean, I'm trained to like where I see them now. I be like, long as they ain't coming over here.
Right.
There's a lot we got to do though. All those things that you guys mentioned, we got to do them ourselves.
No doubt. That's what's up. Wow. It's on you, Vaughn.
Yeah, I think one of the key examples before anything is setting the example. Meaning, as setting the example as yourself. How are you doing? You know what I'm saying? How are you portraying it? Because even though you may not say much, eyes are on you. It was easier to relate and pull that young one aside when you want to give them that knowledge. And in fact, they'll even come to you and search you out because they want that knowledge. They see how you are living. They see how you move. And they want to know things. I don't know how many times, you know what I'm saying? Well, I know because my phone's still off the hook where I'm getting a call and young people, young men and women are asking questions about certain things going on, whether that be job related or even life related. And sitting there and chopping it. So I take that as a big honor that they see me in that light. And they see me as someone who has some wisdom and some understanding. And it's just a matter of us being willing to pass it on and spread that knowledge. We can't be afraid of our young people. We can't be afraid to talk to them and interact with them. We can't just say, oh, that's them, and turn our head and walk the other way. We have to interact. We have to go amongst them. That's the only way we're going to reach them, man. We got to reach them, bro.
Good stuff. No doubt. It's on you, Dana.
Explain to people on rage about the killing. I don't know, man. Everybody said pretty much what I was gonna say. It's just that you see the looting, you see the rioting, and it's just disappointing. It's discouraging because you know that it's not us that's totally doing all this. You know, like it's another narrative that's being played in this that we just don't know about, or we don't know the exact players. But it's like Vaughn said, you know, I'm gonna piggyback off of what V said. You know, we have to interact with the youth. The youth is where it's at, man. And if they're misguided and they have no way of, you know, expressing their or know of any way of expressing their anger, this is what happens, man. It's a lot of misguided youth out there, man. A lot, man. And you can tell just by looking at the footage. Those are not all just, you know, they have their families at home or wherever the case may be. It's a lot of misguided youth out there. And when it's misguided youth out there, then you have the other factors that are out there that are like, you know what? Let's just keep them misguided. Let's give them the tools to actually, you know, cause more destruction. You know, for like the people handing out bricks to kids to throw and stuff like that. They're not part of it, man. And that's the thing that's really, really not being pushed. Is who's part of it and who's not, because you can't tell. But if you don't know. But you know, that's it for me, man. Just everything that you guys said. I can't say it more. I can't say it any different way, because you all hit points that I was gonna hit. But that's it for me, man.
It's on you, Todd. Good stuff, Dana.
With the whole thing, with the, like I said, with the rioting and all that, I just think that it doesn't help. It doesn't help the cause. You know what I mean? Like, our bottom line is, man, like I keep saying, and I'm gonna always say to the day I ain't here no more, like, I'm just a person that believe in us. Like, I just believe as Black people, we super powerful. We're the greatest race alive, for the simple fact is no other race could go through what we've gone through in our lifestyle and still be able to succeed and and do great things. Nobody, I don't care, and that's no disrespect to nobody else, but nobody but Black people would be able to do what we do, man. And that's just the truth. But the bottom line is we have to look in the mirror and realize, man, all of us are kings, man. All our girls and wives are queens. Like, but everybody have to realize that. And I think if we realize that, it'd be a whole different way, the way we treat each other. If I'm walking down the street and 5 dudes is coming my way and they Black, I see 5 kings. So I acknowledge them and, hey, what's up? And keep it moving. Rather than the world we live in now, if I see 5 dudes coming down the street, I'm worried about whether they're going to do something to me. You know what I'm saying? It's us, man. Like, I've been saying this for the longest, and I'm, like I said, I'm a preacher, man. I believe in us. You know what I mean? I believe that we need to get right, and we need to do what we need to do, because I keep hearing everybody saying, you know, they racist, and we got to get the good white people and all that. But to me, it's like, we got to get our people. Like, we got to be the forefront. We got to be the people in front doing the right thing, and then they can come along and help. But we have to get it right, and then they help us keep it right. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to get it right for us. I don't care what nobody say. Nobody else can get it right. And we worry too much about them instead of ourselves. Like, I relate everything to basketball because that's just how my mind thinks. And I always say, I used to get into it with my teammates a lot when we in a game, and they'd be like, you know, they talk about the other team saying, oh, they doing this and they doing that, and we losing because of that. And I always say to them, no, they don't have nothing to do with why we're losing. We're losing because we're not playing defense. We're losing because we're not passing the ball. We're losing because we being selfish. So if we cut out doing what we are doing, what they do really won't even matter, because our foundation will be built enough where they won't be able to even affect what we're doing. So my thing will always be, we got to get us right. Let's focus on that, because think about it, like they always say, we only got a certain amount of time. So we spend half of the day worrying about them. That's half of the day that we could have been worrying about ourselves and getting ourselves better. And I ended it like that.
That's real right there. It's on you, Mo.
All right. Who's enraged by the police killing? I'm enraged by the police killing. Someone that served their country honorably for 22 years at the highest level of leadership. Someone that taught first grade in elementary school. Someone that you said, you know, you're talking about the kids and everything. I'll give you guys a story that happened to me back in 1997. I'm substitute teaching the second grade now, and we go outside on the playground. We get locked out of the classroom. One of the kids tells me, he said, let's nigger open it. I said, what? He said, let's nigger open it. I said, what's that? He said, let's bust the glass and open the door. That's what the niggers do. And I'm like,
wow.
What? So I call his parents, talk to parents. We set up a conference. They come in, and they are, of course, white, rednecks, and pretty much underprivileged, but they're still thinking they're better than us, better than me. They don't see our humanity. They don't see, and they were saying affirmative action and everything is taking their jobs and taking this and taking that. So we have to get them to see our humanity, and we have to have those uncomfortable conversations. I know, like at work now, for me, I go into work and they want you to be like, nothing's happened, everything's okay. And you're dealing with these people on a daily basis where they're uncomfortable having a question or talking to you about what they see is wrong.
Right.
So it's crazy to me, because I have a brother-in-law that lives in Minneapolis, Minnesota, was on the police force, was driving home one evening and got stopped in his uniform by other cops and was harassed. He left the police force, and now he's a pilot, and he flies human organs and things like that. And he had to have an uncomfortable conversation because he has mixed race kids that are being targeted. So these are the people that are irate and upset. And these are the people we have to show love, because you have so many people that are, you know, educated, well-mannered, do everything right, but they're still not seen as human.
Right.
I mean, in my neighborhood, people ask my wife and I all the time, "Oh, what do you do? What do you mean what I do? I work." "Oh no, I'm not meaning that. It's just like you look young to live here." And I'm like, "What do you mean live here?" Like we're not supposed to live in places, and we're not supposed to go places, and we're not supposed to excel. Like Ty said, we're kings. I mean, you know, racism is taught, and we got to reach these kids, like you were saying, you know,
Right.
teaching kids to throw bricks and things like that. And it's just,
Right.
I mean, perpetual cycles have been just keep and constantly stay in effect, that we have to somehow, you know, rise above it and change and show them our humanity and show them who we are and what we are made of. And, you know, hopefully that can change. But, you know, we have people like, I don't know if you guys heard Cornel West.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir.
You know, come on, we don't need to tear each other down and berate each other and, you know, bring up negativity. Like we need to show each other love and respect. And I think that's what's really missing nowadays is that one central voice that speaks for us, because everybody doesn't need to speak. Like Rome said earlier, just because you got a voice don't mean you need to say something. Sometimes
Right.
shut up and just deal with it. But that's my thing, man. I'm outraged. My brother-in-law's outraged. My nephews are outraged. One got COVID. They're out there marching. And that's the other thing. People got to realize that they're marching and everything, but they're not getting tested. So that's how the numbers are going to go up once they start getting tested and see or start getting sick. Because they said 80% of people are going to be asymptomatic, not even have any, you know, kind of response or anything like that.
Right.
So, I mean, it's just unfortunate, man, that, you know, all of us are hurting. All of us, you know, want to get our voice out and get heard, but they have to see our humanity, and we have to have those uncomfortable conversations with them. Even if you know, we had to pull them aside and say, yeah, I'm okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know what to say. I'm like, what you mean you don't know what to say? You could have just said, are you all right? That's
Right.
what you got. That's to start that conversation, but
First and foremost.
do it. But you know, that's my 2 cents, man. It's just like they have to see our humanity.
Yeah, I think for me, Mo, I'm kind of with you, man. I'm enraged for the simple fact that not only do people who are privileged don't understand, but it bothers me even more when people who look just like all of us don't understand. Like we've been in this struggle for so long, right? And it's like, when is enough enough? And if we gonna march, let's march. If we gonna record, let's record all the time. Like when our black men are killed by each other, I don't see no recordings. But we always got recordings when somebody of a different color is the one killing us. You know what I mean?
Right.
It gotta be universal. Like we gotta respect and honor each other, but that's like all the time. It can't be like, oh, today I'm gonna love you, tomorrow I'm not. And as far as these young kids, man, I think that's what I do while I work where I work. I could be doing something else, making more money, but my heart is to these young dudes. But I see even in my position at work, like everyone's not ready to educate our young men. I'm gonna just feel like that, right? So they see me, they see a guy who come and I'm the same every day. Like the other day, one of my kids called me the N-word. I said, what? I said, oh, you tripping. I said, don't you ever call me that. And he was like, oh, my bad. I said, yeah, you're right. I said, you never heard nobody call me that because I don't use it. And that, like I tell him, I come from the hood. I know the understanding of the N-word, but for me it's like they don't understand the cause and effect. You know what I mean? Like they think that they could talk to anybody any kind of way. And if you want to if you want to do somewhere in life, if you want to go somewhere in life, like you're gonna have to change your vocabulary. Like you can't use that word all the time. Okay, if you use it once in a while, but like every 5 words that's coming out of your mouth, like you're not going to go nowhere. No one's gonna hire you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, and then you have people who don't have that desire to see kids change, right? So now you don't even know who's the kid. Is it the person who's supposed to be teaching them, or is it the kid? You know what I mean? So we have a lot. I think our whole community should be outraged. Not just that he was killed by the cop, but it's just too many of us dying for no reason. You know what I mean? Think about all the people that we know. They were shot by somebody who looked just like us.
Right.
Stabbed by somebody who looked just like us. So if we don't have that energy and that outrage for that, then the marching and protesting, like Ty always say, like y'all be doing this rest RIPs and all of that for people who we don't even know, but then your man get killed and it's not that important. I mean,
right.
How can a man get killed and I give more love to somebody who's a celebrity who I never met? That makes no sense. So we got a lot to do, man. I'm glad we having these forums because at least we get a chance to express and talk about stuff and educate some people. I've been having a lot of people hit me up about what we've been doing and all of y'all comments and stuff like that. Like, these are conversations that we need to have, man, because we just don't have enough of them. And it's too many people dying. Like, me and my wife went out last night, and I was so proud of these young kids. I live in a pretty decent neighborhood, and I went to go get some food. I couldn't even go get no food because they had the streets blocked off. These kids was out here protesting, and it was these 3 young dudes who looked like they was mixed or something, like maybe like from the Middle East or something like that. And they was like, F the police and all that. And the young black dude was like, yo, you doing too much, man. We're not out here for that. Like, that's not, if you're out here for that, you need to go home. He checked them real quick. And I was so proud because I see so many young black men, black women. There was some white girls out there, some white dudes, some young white kids, and they were just marching. It starts at home with our kids. If we could teach our kids the right way, man, we could change the world. But if not, it's gonna be how it's always been, man. That's pretty much what I got. So our last question is, who do we turn to in terms of leadership during this time? Because I want to know from y'all, who's our Malcolm, who's our Martin, who's our Nat Turners, you know what I mean? Who's our Harriet Tubmans, our Booker T? I mean, who's our leaders? I mean, I'm really interested in hearing from you guys. So Slice is on you, brother.
Who we turn to in terms of leadership? To me, in terms of leadership, we got to look in our own home. That should be our leadership. Our mothers, our fathers who raised us. We have to look toward our grandparents, some of us. That's our leadership. And we should try to, if we look toward them and do the things that, you know, they raised us to be, do the things that we should be doing, everything will start falling into place. But for us leadership, we gotta look toward our parents, our grandparents, our guardians, whoever our guardians are. That's where our leadership got to start at, in the home. And then from there, I would say churches. Gotta look toward our churches, man. I'm a Christian, and my thing is about getting on my knees and praying, man. Praying. Look to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. As far as, you know, people we can touch, we can. I know a lot of people look toward athletes and everything, but we got to look inside our homes. As far as who is our Malcolms, our Martins, our Nat, that's a good question. As far as that, I think she has yet to be known who's going to be our Malcolm, our Martin, or our Nat, or our Harriet Tubman. I think that's the best way I can answer that. I think that person has yet to be known or have came forth yet. I don't think it's somebody who we personally or, you know, celebrity-wise we know right now. I think it's going to be somebody that's going to come out just like Barack Obama. A lot of people didn't know about Barack Obama.
Correct.
And I think that's who I think that's why Malcolm Martin or our Harriet Tubman or our Nat or our Megger is going to come from that person. We yet to know who that person is. But I'm looking forward to that person leading us, whoever that person will be.
No doubt. That's what's up, brother. So you, Joe?
I think our leaders are us. Everybody on here. I think everybody on here, first you need to lead your family and your house. I don't think we need to be looking across to no athlete or nobody else, because I think everybody, every man has his own issues. And you know what I'm saying? I think you need to lead yourself. I think we all need to be leaders. Everybody in the community need to be leaders. And then once we get together, we'll figure out who that main leader is. But if everybody's a leader, and I'm not saying, you know, there's different type of leaders. Some vocal, some just gonna do the behind the scenes things. You know, some might be a little bit, might do a little bit of both. But we need to be the leaders that we're looking. We need to look ourselves in the mirror and walk out of the house every day like we're leaders. Straight up. If I could think of a figure, and I think personally, I think it's too late for our parents. Our parents are on their way out if they're not on their way out. They don't want that stress. And we don't want to give them that stress. You know what I'm saying? I think that we need to follow their guidelines and the things that they've taught us that's helped us sustain this far. You know what I'm saying? But I think personally, if I had to trust one person besides myself, it would have to be somebody like Obama. I mean, that's the only person. I don't even have a starting five for that. But that's the same thing that we all been talking about. That's why we all need to be leaders. And if we be leaders, we'll pass it down to our sons. And, you know, and the reason I say that is because I think we've lost so much time. We've lost this big, giant chunk of time to where, just like I say, what Ty said, that we could be if we handle ourselves, that we strong enough and powerful enough to just take over and do. Now, the one thing I think is different is that when Ty's playing basketball, they all got the same rules and they all start out the same way. The rules ain't skewed too much. But we do have the power in our community to be good. But now we've lost a big chunk of time. So what we got to do now is we got to all be leaders and put that into the kids. And there's going to sprout a whole bunch of leaders out of those kids. And then, and only then, will we be able to thrive again. But we got to make up for this lost chunk of time. I don't know if there is a Martin or a Malcolm. I don't know if it is. But I think the power is in all of us. That's the reason why we experienced it. Because the power is in all of us. That's what I got to say.
I like that. I like that. Good stuff, man. We got Vaughn up next. So on you, Vaughn.
Yeah, man. Just to piggyback on Joe, I really don't know. And I mean, I really sat and thought about this one question. This was the one question that really, really stumped me. I thought of people like Farrakhan. I thought of people like Sean King. Even I considered a Don Lemon, CNN, kind of sort of. Why? Because he gives you the information. In this day and age, it's really hard to say this is that Malcolm, this is that Martin, or this is that Nat Turner. I think it's going to be different. I think there's going to be some Steves. I think there's going to be some Jamals. I think there's going to be some Kenneths. I think there's going to be some Lisas, and I think there's going to be some Marys. And when I say that, is like Joe said, is going to be for us to plant that seed for the future leaders. I don't think that leader is here per se. I think that leader is becoming right now. And it's just a matter of time before they reveal themselves.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. We got that's good. We got Dana's on you, brother.
Well, I've said this for a long time. Our heroes, or our leadership, I should say, has been gone since Martin Luther King passed away, and then we were given a bunch of substitutes. You know, the Jesse Jacksons and the, you know, only thing I could think about is Jesse Jackson, to tell you the truth. I can't think of anybody else. It has to be a combination of I think it'll be it's like Vaughn said, it'll be a few people, but it has to be a combination of a Malcolm and a Martin. You know, if you can imagine to put those two together in one person, you know, it would be it would be awesome. But I mean, it's good. Like you said, it's going to be a combination of people. It's going to be a combination of young people that, like Joe said, maybe they haven't come along yet, but it has to be a group effort. It's no more leadership as far as a one person leads us. No, it's going to be a group effort. It's going to be a few people that's going to have their hand in it, and have their hand in the way this systematic racism is, or on how it carries itself. Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's just going to be a combination of a few good people. And to tell you the truth, it doesn't necessarily have to be all black. It could be white in there that can actually, it should be, it really should be, to actually, you know, push an agenda ahead, or push a narrative that has our best interests at heart ahead. That's my thinking about that.
Good stuff, man. It's on you, Ty.
I think for our best interest, like we've been saying from the beginning, like it's not about one person. Like, you know what I mean? Like we all have to do it. Like you said, we all got to look in the mirror every day and become better people. Like everybody, like it starts men, women, child, everybody. We all got to look in the mirror and do better, because at the end of the day, for us to really do what we got to do, man, we got to look at ourselves and figure out what we're doing wrong as well. So, like I said, man, I just believe in black people, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I just got the utmost confidence in us because of what we go through, man. Like you know what I mean? Like we all know what we grew up in. Think about it, man. Like right now, we all can look back and say, okay, look at what we grew up as kids, right? Life was a lot different, but then look at the opportunities we have right now to give to our kids. And that's just one generation. You know what I mean? And if we can all stay on the right path where every generation it gets better, that's the main goal. I think what a lot of times we mess up as people is we focus on us. Like we look at it like, okay, how can we make the world better for us? When that's not really the object. Because say if they said right now, hey, if we all get right and we all do the right thing, in 50 years, the world will be perfect. A lot of us ain't gonna be here in 50 years. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about us. It's about making sure the world continues to get better for us, which is all of us. And when we think of a leader, to me, where I think as black people, we drop the ball as, like we'd be like, well, how can we get another Malcolm, or how can we get another Martin or whatever? It's like, we got Farrakhan, dog. Like, and to me, we don't use Farrakhan enough. Like, there's so many people who be like, they don't rock with Farrakhan for whatever reason. Like, if you sit down and you listen to what Farrakhan has been saying all this time, he preparing you for what's going on right now. He's been telling you what's going on right now. He's been telling you how they feel about us. And we was getting mad at him like, oh, he's a little too violent. And he's a little too, like, he's not violent. Like, have you ever heard, has Farrakhan ever shot, killed, or done anything to anybody? No. All he did was educate us on how the main majority of white people feel about us. They try to say Farrakhan is racist, but if you do the research on Farrakhan, he has a lot of white friends that he deals with, powerful white friends that he deals with. He has people of all races. This is that his agenda is he know how they feel about us, and that's the upper echelon, the government, and the way they're going to treat us. So he speaks on that, but he's been there for us the whole time to be led and understood what's going on, but for some reason we reject him. You know what I mean? So I just think we have the right person in charge of leadership to listen to, but at the end of the day, actions speak louder than words. So we all, as individuals, must do the action part, and we can have people who do the talking, but we all have to do the action. And I'm done.
Respect, like my kids be saying. It's on you, Mo.
All right. Hey, Rome, that's why I posed the question, because we've had many conversations, all of us, on like, we think about the Black Summit with Muhammad Ali, Abdul-Jabbar, Jim Brown, all these guys that came together to get voice. You know, we had a voice. We had and we had a seat at the table. I think we just got too comfortable with it, like I said, the seat at the table. And we didn't continue that and keep that ball rolling and create better leaders or people to be able to keep us going. I don't think there will ever be like a spokesperson like a Martin or a Malcolm again. But I do have some people that I listen to, and one is I like Eric Michael Dyson. I like him. You know, he's real good. One of my frat, Mark Lamont Hill, who's a reporter on CNN, also professor at University of Hey, he's good. I mean, I thought Cory Booker was going to be, you know, okay for us. Keisha Lance Bottoms in Atlanta. She's Stacey Abrams. So, I mean, I think there's people out there, but we don't come together and like, with even like Kaepernick, if he would have come and had an agenda, proposed it to other players on his team or other players in the league, say, look, this is what I plan on doing. Will you stand with me? Will you connect with me? Will you fight with me? And got buy-in from everyone, and we go as a united front. Because like everyone's saying, we don't have to be united as just Black. You know, unity is not just one color or one thing. It says here, instead of unity can be defined as any group or characteristics by the purpose and vision and direction. So if you have the purpose, vision, and direction, you unify everyone, you can build a great team, because that's all it is a team. And all of us have different opinions, different avenues. Like a team is a quarterback, receivers. So everybody plays, if everybody played their part and became the leaders that we need them to be and put down, I mean, I think Jakes, TD Jakes, Oprah, Tyler Perry, if all of them come together, I think as a collective people, we can make the changes we need, because we have the people in place, you know, to do so. It's just, when are we going to get that Black Summit again? You know, when are we going to get that?
When is that going to happen?
When is it going to happen? I mean, this is the time. I mean, we had a Black president. We had Eric Holder, who was the DA. So, I mean, we've had all these Black police chiefs that I see on television in Detroit, in Baltimore, in Chicago. We have people in place, but I don't know what's missing. I mean, to link that together, to be that Martin, that Malcolm, or, you know, to join those forces together and just become one. I mean, that's why I posed that question, because I wanted to know what, you know, you guys thought. And it's something that's just mind-boggling that we never got back to what we had. It's like, you know, we have the people in place. We got Floyd in boxing. I mean, we got Braun in basketball. You know, we have people in baseball. We have, I mean, people in all walks and all nationalities and all aspects of what we need, government, you know, but where is that leader that's going to bring it all together and, you know, just create that power that we need and we had?
Yep. No doubt. So when I thought about this question, I think Joe said it. I think Joe hit it on the nose. Like, Obama, out of everybody that's qualified, because it's a whole lot of people qualified. But I think Barack Obama is the only choice because the acceptance from a vast majority of people, right? Farrakhan, I love Farrakhan. He drops. I mean, if you listen to him, I think like not growing up, not being a Christian, and now being a Christian, I see Farrakhan wouldn't be the person, because people can't get past religion, right? So what happens is you miss the message because of maybe who he was 20 years ago or 30 years ago. You know what I mean? So the stuff that he's saying now, people turn their ears and they don't want to listen. But if you listen to the stuff that he's actually saying, it's beneficial for everybody. People that are oppressed, he's speaking for all of those people. So people can't get past that. You know what I mean? I think Barack Obama is the only person. And then I had some women. I had Angela Rye, I had Laura Coates, Stacey Abrams, Tamika Mallory, I had Mark Lamont Hill. Like, I'm looking at people that's
Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama. I'm looking at the people that's on the front line, right? People that's out there that are leaders. And I think that women, if you look at it now, man, the women's movement is so crazy right now. Like, you got so many women in so many positions, and people don't realize, like, the reason why I was so upset with a lot of women who didn't vote for Hillary, like any politician, nobody's perfect, okay? So there were some things that Hillary and Bill did that we didn't agree with, granted. But the reason why I was more upset is because women, like blacks, have been in the dark for so long, right? So by y'all, your white privileged men have been telling y'all to stay in the back and don't say nothing. Like, y'all haven't had a voice like we hadn't had a voice. So my thing was that now it's so many women of color that are out there and speaking so eloquent, man. I'd be so proud when I watch CNN or I watch something and I listen and it'd be a panel, it'd be all sisters and they all educated and just be dropping jewels. Because our young men don't understand that. If it ain't a girl like Nicki Minaj or Cardi B, they think like that's it. That's not the move. That's not wifey material right there. You know what I'm saying? It's not. Like,
Yeah.
you want an educated young lady because guess what? You want to be going places. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to discredit them, but y'all get what I'm saying. Like, I mean,
of course.
your eyes shouldn't be the measure of what you want in life. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because that's going to wear off. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you want that to be the mother of your kids? Not me. No. So, and then I got somebody, Brian Stevenson. I'm real huge on Brian Stevenson. He do a lot of justice reform. That's what the movie with Jamie Foxx and Michael B. Jordan was based on him. So him being a lawyer, but I mean, I think Barack Obama is the spearhead of any movement because so many people respect and will follow him. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have that one person who's just going to do it. It's a lot of people, but I think if you start with Obama and allow him to build a team, and we're all a part of that team too, because we're going to do things in our community and educate the youngsters and all that, I think that's the way to go. But the Martin and Malcolms is over because it's a different movement. But I'm proud of all of the sisters. And then I also had in there, I had Don Lemon in there. And I also had, I like Chris Cuomo a lot. I think he keeps it as real as anybody that I know. And you know, we know where he came from, who his pops is, who his brother is. And if you look at it right now, if Andrew Cuomo was running for president right now, he would win in a landslide. It wouldn't even be close. Because people see real leadership right there. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't even be close. So that's my take on everything, man. I'll go around. Everybody have their last remarks, and then we done, man. So we'll start off with Slice.
Real quick,
Hold on.
Van Jones. And
I thought about him too.
And then like Dana said, Julio Castro is somebody that had a lot of momentum going at one time that could be considered a leader.
No doubt.
No.
No doubt. All right, Slice, it's on you, man.
Yeah, I'm with y'all. I'm with y'all.
2 minutes.
I'm with y'all on the names y'all just called out because I know I've been watching a lot of them and seeing them in action and everything. And they could possibly step in them leadership roles. but they gotta want to step into them and try to change this world, like y'all said, like as far as a group. It don't have to be one person; it could be a group wise. But hey, man, I enjoyed it as always, brother. It was a great podcast. I think we hit on a lot of great things to talk about tonight, as far as where do America go from here? We got to go forward. We can't continue to stay in the look back or go back. We got to go forward, and we need to move America to being great. Because America, like I heard today, America ain't never been great. It might have been great for them, but it ain't been great for us.
Al Sharpton said that.
So it ain't no make America great again. It's like make America great for the first time.
Yes,
hey, man,
sir.
I salute each and every one of y'all kings, my brothers. We had a great time, man. I salute y'all. And hey, man, thank you again for putting us together, Ron.
No doubt.
I salute y'all.
Go, my man Joe up in Alaska.
What's up, y'all? So I just think that we just need to have more. What we're doing, that's one of the key factors. We're going to have real dialogue amongst each other, and interracially too. We're going to have to actually have talk and dialogue to see what we can do. So I think this is big. And I mean, I want to say this too. Slice, Mo, DC, Miko, I've really enjoyed meeting you guys and respecting your perspectives as these last 2 weeks. And for the guys that I've always known my whole life, I'm really proud of you guys, because you guys are who I thought you guys were when I was little. You guys are good-hearted guys.
No doubt.
Big up to that. Just gonna stay positive, stay informed, stay safe. That's it.
And stay woke. No doubt. It's on you, D.
Man, I like what they said. I've enjoyed these talks. I've enjoyed being able to, discuss it, and I enjoy meeting everybody, that I haven't met before. I mean, it's been it's been great, and it's man. It's like I said before, man. We have to stay on top of what's going on, man. You have to do your research. You can't just go on what you hear, because going on what you hear nowadays is just like, taking it for whatever it's worth. You have to tell people have to do their research. I always stress that. You have to do your research. That's something that I've gotten more into, way more into it now. It's just doing the research behind a story, seeing what's out there, seeing what's true, seeing what connects. For me, it's become fun because I've started to connect the dots to a lot of things. Okay. And I just enjoy the talks, man. I think a lot of other people that I've talked to have enjoyed our talks too. And we have to, continue to build off of them and continue to be smart. Be smart. Like I said, research and being smart, talking to people about what's going on and including other races, which I've been trying to do, is important and it's key. And that's what I think, man. I appreciate it.
It's on you, Vaughn. Good stuff.
Yes. Through this whole last 10 days, what I noticed, the difference from this and the other times before, is the talk of the conversation. The last few days on TV, I've been watching and I've been checking it out. I'm hearing a lot of white people talking about their white privilege and admitting to their white privilege. I've never heard that before. Not in such a degree and such in so many. So even though this is definitely a tragedy and it hurts and I'm still angry, I still can see that light coming through that darkness. And it only takes that one instance to get that ball rolling to a place that we really need to be and should be as a people. When I say as a people, I mean a people as a whole, not just black people, but all of us, because we're all in here together, man. You know what I'm saying? What you're trying to say, what happened to me doesn't affect the person next to me? No, it does. You know what I'm saying? It does, man. We got to look at each other as and look at each other as one body. I mean, if this is America, we got to look at ourselves and treat ourselves as Americans. But we got to have love for each other. You know what I'm saying? And I'm feeling very optimistic, man. I'm feeling very optimistic, man. I'm still having faith, and I'm still keeping hope, man, that, you know what I'm saying, my kids, or at minimum, my grandkids can read about this and not have to go through this. Yeah. And I'm gonna leave it with that, bro.
That's what's up. So you, Ty?
Yeah, man. I want to thank everybody for being on the call, man, because it's cool to speak to some kings who are smart, and we, like I said, we all think different. We all come from different places or whatever, but at the end of the day, we all know what we have to do as kings to get things right. And I will always say, just by the way I live, it all starts with us. You know what I mean? Like, we got to be the foundation. Like, you can't build a building without ground floor number one. Like, too many people want to start on the top floor and build a building, and it ain't gonna work like that. We got to start with us, and we're the ground floor. So we got to get right, and that way we can help the way people look at us and everything like that. But at the end of the day, man, we all, it's human beings, man. Like, we need great human beings to make the world right. So we need all colors of people. I don't want people to just think that they listen to this podcast or whatever is about just black people. Nah, man, for the world to be right, people got to be right. You know what I mean? But I just always speak about us because I believe, you know, you got to clean yourself up first to make everything else look right. You know what I mean? So again, like I said, I salute all of y'all, man. You know what I mean? Dana, Vaughn, Joe, you know, Rome, we grew up together, so we know what it is. Like, we've been through it. We just met some other brothers that we ain't grow up with, but they've been through the same thing we've been through. You know what I mean? So, and look how we all grew up, man. Everybody on this call right here got kids. We take care of ourselves. We all, you know, want right for everybody. So think about it, man. I look at it like this, man. If everybody just had a mind frame that we have, man, things would get a lot better a lot sooner. But I really believe that what's going on right now is going to go down in history as the time when the world really woke up for real and changed for the better for real. Because we done been through this where somebody dies and everybody feel bad, and then, you know, RIP this and all that, and then something else come on the news and we right back to that. Nah, man, the focus right now has to be the world has to start seeing black people as human beings. But again, to start it off, to make it right, we as black people have to start seeing black people as kings and queens. And until we do that, ain't nothing gonna work. So again, appreciate y'all. Peace and love.
No doubt. That's what's up. It's on you, Mo.
All right. First of all, much respect, much love. And one thing that I have to say is, you know, a lot of people are happy we got all four, but we haven't had a conviction, you know, and we got to look at it. It's not a black and white thing, because you got bad black people, you got bad white people. Look at the other three races of those other three guys: an Asian, a Hispanic, and a black. All cops have let's be real, I'm keeping 100. Cops have a tough job. I never forget when I watched The Hate U Give, and Common was playing a cop, and his niece asked him, what would he say to a black man? And he say, you know, get your hands up. So cops have a tough job. We have a tough job as black men. You know, we got to be better in every field of human endeavor. We got to be, let's keep one. We can't be mediocre.
Right.
And that's proven by, with the Rooney Rule, things like that. You had like 8 head coaches at one point in time. Now we're down to 2.
Right.
And let's be real. If Mike Tomlin he's never had a losing record. If he had a losing record, he wouldn't be a head coach. So
Right.
we got to be head and shoulders above everybody and above approach, and that's the biggest drawback. And they have to see our humanity, and we have to have that hard talking conversation with people that don't look like us, because like Rome said when we began this, we didn't get President Obama elected alone.
Right.
It's going to take buy-in from everyone. I mean, my last remark is Marvin Gaye made a song 50 years ago that still rings true and relevant right now about what's going on, you know. And
that's right.
It's amazing that
Rings true today.
we're still having these discussions.
Right.
And
Sad.
That's all I have.
Sad and disappointment.
Sad.
Man, wow. So my closing remarks is I wrote a quote. It's short. I said, "We are the solution." I think sometimes we look directions so many different places sometimes, and people don't look at themselves. Like they may say, "Oh, LeBron should do this because he got this," or "This person should do that." I'm like, "Yo, what are you doing?" Like, I think the reason why I wanted to do this is because I knew we had some sharp cats that had a lot to say and just was waiting to unleash it. You know what I mean? Like Dana told me, or I think it was Dana Vaughn, was like, "Yo, Joe want to get in on the call." Exactly. I ain't speak to Joe like talk in years, but guess what? I know how intelligent he is. I know he went to school. I know he's an educated brother. I know he's a good dude. And so I think with that being said, like, we got to have more conversations like this, and we got to have more intelligent people to have talks. Because some people just talk for no reason. They be on
exactly.
Instagram,
Don't need
Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and they ain't talking about nothing. So I wanted us to be different, but I also wanted us to be authentic too. You know what I mean? Like, we're not sugarcoating the narrative. Like, we let you know, like, yo, this is how we feel. But not only we feel like this, you should feel like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should feel bad if you've been privileged and you treat other people the wrong way. You know what I mean? Realize that as Black people, we feel like this is the modern day Egypt. You know what I'm saying? And like, we're trying to get out. And instead of taking 40 years, it's been 400 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think when they say, "Oh, he's an angry Black man," or "She's an angry Black woman," like, do you really understand where that pain comes from? You know what I'm saying? Like, we fighting for everything. Even when we're at the top, when it comes to intelligence, even if I'm a valedictorian, even if I'm like one of the smartest people, I still got to work twice as hard as my counterpart because of the system that you guys created. It's unfair, period. And until whites understand that, and I think, unfortunately, this death right here has brought a different light, because now some of those white people are like, man, I get it. Sometimes certain events got to happen. Like, I get it now. You know what I'm saying? There's no more hiding. You know why? Because here's the reality, and I'm going to close with this. Kids are so much of a difference, right? These young kids going out there, walking with their Black counterparts, they're going back home. And now their parents is looking at them, and they're saying, why do we hate Blacks? Those are my friends. Kids don't see color. Adults do.
Right.
And all of these kids now are hanging out together. So they're like, nah, I'm going to walk them out. They see each other as brothers and sisters, but they've been raised to hate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So until we fix that, and that's the last thing. When we do have leaders, and when we do have people that are taking a stand, we've got to support them.
Yes.
I heard Mo say something about Cap, and although Cap didn't have the plan, right, that was someone else's job. Really, that was someone else's job. Somebody should have took the ball. It's too many NFL players say, yo, I know you can't do this all alone. I'm going to write up a plan because I'm with you on the movement. But really, only a couple people was out there with him, and they really left him to dry. You know what they could say?
Right.
he didn't really have no plan. But what he was saying, was it valid? What he was saying was the truth. Don't worry about, because I don't know everything. I might have came up with the show, but I don't have all of the content. I ain't been doing the questions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we have to stop discrediting our leaders when they do get in power. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to stand by them. When they wrong, we gonna check them. But when they right, man, we gotta ride with them.
Right.
That's all I got, man. That's all I got.
Besides being here, you said something real quick, Rome. You said people, everybody's been saying they feel a little bit different, that people are taking it more serious. You know, for most of these people, and if we could just poll this room right here, for most of these people, this is the first time they've seen somebody lose their life right in front of them.
Yeah.
I know V works in that field, but how many other people seen somebody die right in front of them?
That's right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was an eye opener, boy.
Right.
Cruel. Very cruel.
Very. And the thing is that, you know, they will always try to change the narrative that something was wrong. There was nothing wrong. There's nothing that no one does that should be a punishment should be demonstrated like that. I don't care if he robbed the entire store.
Mm-hmm.
There's other ways that you can police that. Like that was cruel, and then that was arrogance because your facial and your body language told us everything. I didn't have to know that he had other past things happen. I knew based on what I saw, because any decent human being would not have done that to someone. You would not have done that, period.
Right.
So I knew he had a past before I even saw it. And then how is he on the force?
Right. Right.
Yeah, we got work to do.
That's that other part that we're fighting, man. That's
Lately,
the other part we're fighting, because all the police all over, man, they have these people that's there, that's just there just to hurt black and brown. That's just the bottom line, man. It's true. They're all through it, man. It's been like that forever and ever and ever, that these police officers, they're part of they're part of the problem. But the thing about it is, it's not just them. They're just the pawns. They're the pawns in it. It's all about the politicians. You know, the politicians that are there, the system that they're put in, the politicians, the people that, you know, that police chief whose father was part of the KKK and this, that, and the third. It's come down from generations and generations and generations, decades of these people being in these positions of power where they can actually hurt us and do anything they want to us, and that's that's their whole thing. I mean, it's
go ahead. Good job. Go ahead, Ma. I seen you had your hand.
Yeah, real quick. That's what I'm saying about we didn't have to learn the laws and know the laws, because it goes back to intent and fear for their life. They use that a lot, and it's written in the rules. You know, even 2014 when Eric Garner got choked out, and you know,
right.
Someone told me that I said that shouldn't be a death sentence. I don't care if he was selling cigarettes on the side of the road or whatever. I didn't die because I don't, you know, that's the wrong narrative. That's the wrong thinking, especially when you have these people that shoot up schools, kill senators, and they get apprehended. I mean, how's that? You're not fearing for your life with this guy pointing a gun at you, but you're scared of someone that looks like me that is defenseless with their hands up.
Right.
But intent, that fear for their life, and we got to change these systematic racist rules and regulations that we have in place, man.
The only, you know what's crazy? The only way to do that, you got to have people of all ethnicities, all genders, all races on those panels. Like everyone has to have a buy-in on the new laws. We need a new constitution because when it was created, it was beneficial for one race. First, if you're not honest about that, you're never going to make change. So we need to wipe that out and come up with some new laws with everybody involved who has a chance to implement things that's beneficial for everybody. Until then, because I be hating when they be talking about our forefathers, and I'm like, those are not our forefathers. They were slave owners. Tell a real story.
They can't be the judge, jury, and executioner. Everybody deserve their day in court.
Right.
They can't be going around here killing folks, and everybody don't get their day in court, because we already know they getting their day in court. Right. You taking them to get a hamburger on the way after they done kill a massacre a church, and you taking them to get hamburger on the way to jail. Now that's crazy. That's the most craziest thing I ever heard of.
That's right.
But we don't even get our day in court. We get judge, jury, executed right there on the spot.
Right.
Finito.
And be looked at as an equal. I don't want anything handed to me.
Exactly.
Anything taken away. I just want to be, for once, looked at as an equal. If that's too much to ask, then I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
No doubt.
That's one of the things that's not being brought up as well. What was it, probably a year ago, in that same police district, you had a black man called out that was a police officer to a domestic violence call, had his lights off in the alley. Someone comes, knocks on his window, and he just reacts and shoots. He gets 12 and a half years, like within weeks.
Right.
Let's see how long this take. They tell me it might be a couple of months. No, for what? All the evidence is right there. Like I don't even know why you having a trial.
It's gonna be swift, man. It's not gonna take a couple of months. It's gonna be swift. The DOJ it's really gonna be swift. Because one of the reasons why it's gonna be swift is because Trump is gonna want to have that on his He's gonna want to have that on his watch. That it was expedited through the FBI and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Right before election. That's man.
It's over for him.
These guys are going down. It's just the fact of how quick is it going to be, and I think it's going to be really quick. It's not going to be. I don't think it's a couple of months and all that shit. It's going to be really quick, and that's just to two things. I think because of the whole Trump administration, and the second thing is they're going to want to quell or try to get the people under the wraps, you could say, under control with this. That's what they're going to want to do. I mean, that's just my opinion.
All right,
be quick.
All right, well, it was definitely good. Can't wait till the next call, man. Y'all all be safe. Y'all all be blessed. And most of all, stay woke.
For sure.
Yo, no.
All right,